What's going on, guys? Last week I started working on making a first-person shooter in Unity, but I'm working currently on a separate project from what I was posting about earlier. The idea is that it's kind of like a speedrunning game. So imagine super hot mixed with neon white mixed with ultra kill, and sprinkle in some Titanfall and Doom Eternal in there. So the basic premise is you spawn into a level with a stopwatch that keeps track of your time, and your goal is to kill every enemy in the level and finish the level, get to the end in as fast a time as possible. And you have the ability to slow down and speed up the speed at which the game moves, but the timer is independent from the slowdown. So the idea is that if you are learning the game, you'll use the slowdown more and get a worse time, and as you get better at the game you can incorporate the speed up, which would make the game harder, but you'll be able to finish levels faster. So I'll show you what I've got so far. So far I've just got some basic mechanics built into the game, nothing too crazy, but it's a start, and I think for week one it's pretty good. This is my first week working on it. Here we go. So this is the game so far. So we've got some advanced movement mechanics like wall running, double jumping, you can see there, sliding, slide jumping, wall jumping. There's also wall sliding too. You can see there. So those are the movement mechanics in the game so far. I only have one weapon so far, but I'm working on a second one, which I will show you in a second. It's a revolver, 6 shots. These are sort of like imps to Doom, so they throw fireballs, and they're the only enemy I have so far right now. You can see there is reloading, and it's not something I originally had. Originally there wasn't going to be any reloading, but I decided to add it because it will encourage you to switch weapons. So if you have a weapon in your pocket, it will actually reload itself after a certain amount of time. So that should encourage the player to use more than just one weapon the whole time. And now I will show you the slowdown time mechanic. So if you press Q, that slows down time. It allows you to make getting headshots easier, but as you can see, the timer is the same regardless. The other way, if you press E, will speed up time, making you move faster, shoot faster, but also hard to dodge enemy projectiles because they will move a lot faster. So something I've found is kind of helpful is to go for headshots in slow motion, and then when you reload, speed time up, allow you to reload faster. Yeah. After there are only 5 enemies left in the level, a marker will appear on each of them so you can find them easier in case you missed one further back in a level. That way you won't be searching around looking for the last guy, which is no fun, of course. I've incorporated some ragdoll physics into the game, which you can see here. Take this guy out so I can show you a bit of the AI that I've designed for the basic enemy. So it works pretty much like it does in the original Doom games. So an enemy will throw an attack at you, then they will move to a new location, and throw another fireball or attack at you. Like so. If you're behind a wall, the enemy will attempt to find a way to get to you before throwing out another attack. You can see he should be moving up here. Yep, there he is. If you get too close to an enemy, they'll attempt to melee attack you, like that. It's a little slow right now, and it could definitely use some work. If you're attacking them, they will go into a pain state, which will then, will cause them to falter and then have to charge up an attack again. When you kill them, they'll ragdoll and leave these blood trails on the ground. Or, not blood trails, but blood particles on the ground. There's also, I do have bullet impacts as well that I drew, which I think look pretty nice, and some basic particle effects and animations, muzzle flash and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I have right now. You can see once you kill the last enemy, because this is just a early version. There's no end level part yet, but it will show you your time and what score you got. Obviously, I didn't do particularly well, but yeah, that's what I have so far, and I think for first week progress, it's pretty decent. Right now, I'm working on modeling a shotgun for a second weapon. So here's what I have so far for the shotgun. It's pretty much finished. I now just have to implement it into the game. You can see the reference image I was using to create it. It's a Remington 870. Yeah, I tried pretty hard with the revolver to get it as accurate as I could as far as mechanics go. For the Remington 870, I figured that was kind of a waste of time since you really can't see that texture those models very well. So I did skimp out on the pump release lever or pump lock, and also the safety is just a tiny little texture there instead of a full model like it is on the well, I guess the safety is not model because there isn't one, but in the scene tab you should be able to see the revolver being, yeah, it's pretty intricately modeled, maybe more so than it needs to be as far as the mechanics go. I have the push rod coming out of the cylinder. Each bullet is individually modeled. It's not an amazing model by any means, but it gets the job done, I think. And I'm new to Blender, so don't make fun of me. You can see, I guess I can show the imps a little bit. I'm calling them imps. I don't know if that'll be the real name. It's a little bit on the nose, but it's just a really, really basic low poly character with 4 arms that I textured up. I kind of based them off of a combination of the classic Doom imp and that guy from Mortal Kombat. I forgot his name, who has 4 arms. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I've got so far. I will be posting updates on it sooner rather than later. Hopefully next week I'll have another update on it. And it should have a good number of new enemies and assets to the game, and hopefully we can get started on making a first level. My plan is to get a demo out for this game as soon as possible, and then polish up all the things I really want the game to include, like for example, having real actual hands holding the items instead of them just being floating. That's all just placeholder stuff, but I want the game to be playable first and look pretty later. So yeah, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.